What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another squad builder. And today's video we have a 300k meta Premier League team for the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, and the 4-4-2. This is the meta players. I think some of the players that I've used that work very well for me. I wanted to build a team around Areola as a goalkeeper. Now, I'll be honest, for 300k, the prices are constantly going up and down. And I actually enjoy making videos. It's quite good finding like the most meta team you can for the money you can buy. You want players that are very good. They're fast for counter-attacks, agility and balance, the 5-star weak foot, so 5-star skill moves also, which is very important. We go with Areola. He's one of the best goalkeepers money can buy. He's very tall, so he's got that higher reach compared to most other goalkeepers. And one thing that's secret about goalkeepers is that reactions need to be somewhat decent. I'll be honest, 79 reactions is not too bad simply because he has a higher height, so his reach is further, if that makes sense. Doesn't have the favorite feature rate, but it is more than perfect. I'll definitely suggest putting a glove on him as opposed to putting him on basic just to max out the diving and positioning. Next, we're going to go with Ake. There's no other centre-back in the Premier League that is worth his value apart from him. You have players like Davinson Sanchez, which are pretty good, but no one comes on his caliber with his stand tackling and slide tackling. He was very unaffordable. He was almost at 50k at one point. Dropped very safely down to a cool 16 to 18k. A very good player. Definitely buy him with the shadows. So try to spend a bit extra. If I was you, always buy defenders with shadows. Even with my second defender, Davinson Sanchez. I'll be honest, always try to buy defenders with shadows because the reason why his pace this year is very important. Last year it wasn't, but this year it is very important. The pacing behind. You need to get that sprint speed up because you got to think about it, it's very logically. Most attackers, how much sprint speed do they have? They have about 90 plus. So you got a defender who's going to have lower sprint speed than an attacker that's already got the advantage on a through ball. So you do need pace. We're going with Davinson Sanchez. With shadow, again, he's a formidable card. Has a strength and he can also jump as well. In all honesty, in the Premier League, there isn't really any. People will try telling you there's other meta centre backs in the Premier League, but if you don't use full backs the way that I like to do it, there's no one in the Premier League that is worth the money under 300k. If you look at pace, you got Virgil van Dijk and you got Joe Gomez. Tomori is meh, but I'll be honest, you're better off against someone like Davinson Sanchez. And as you go towards the lower end, you got players like Lindelof and players like Laporte. Yes, they're very good, but they're so slow, they're almost redundant in the game. Left back, there's only one player, and that is Reguilon. You can go for other left backs. Kieran Tierney is a good cheap example if you're on a cheap budget, but I'll definitely go with Reguilon. A very good card, as everything, and I would say try to use either an anchor or shadow on him. Right back, you got a lot of choices. You have Ricardo Pereira, which is actually a very good choice. If you're on a budget-friendly option, you can go Ricardo Pereira, but because we have just about enough money to fit Wan-Bissaka in, we're going to go with him. Has everything you need really from a right back. He has the pace, has we can argue the right foot on the right hand side. It's got the dribbling, and he's got, of course, the defending. So everything you really need. His jumping is a bit low, so you can put an anchor on him because he's already got the high sprint speed. You don't have to put a shadow on him per se. I will still go with shadow. Me being me, because obviously down the wing. You've played this. If you're watching this video, you've definitely played this game. You know how bad wing chances are down the wing. So you actually want a faster right back because think about this carefully. How many headers does your opponent score? Very little. Most of the time it's just through balls down the wing. And if it is a header, it's from a corner which you can't stop anyway. So definitely I would say go with Wan-Bissaka. He fits perfectly in the budget then. And a 4-1-2-1-2, 4-3-1, you want two good midfielders. The most meta centre mid in the Premier League is definitely Kante. Second to that, very, very close, is probably Sissoko. Had him in my team, very, very good top player. Even if you need him as a super sub, an exceptional player. Just because he's 79 rated doesn't mean he's a bad player in case you're watching and you're not really too sure about the meta players. You put a shadow on him, he becomes one of the best players money can buy. 6'2", high with those amazing stats. Then we're going to go next to him with Allen. Now, Allen was a good addition because he can actually shoot. You want kind of one CDM to sit back, one guy to do a bit of everything. So Allen can do both, but Allen really excels in everything. You put a shadow on him, it becomes a formidable card. Amazing defending. Got that, of course, the dribbling as well. And he does have the pace and the physicality and the short passing. A very good centre mid or CDM to play alongside Sissoko. Those two together, you won't get better than that. There are other players you can maybe argue that are in the same league. Players like Fred more on the cheaper side. But apart from that, there's no one really else. Bruno Fernandes I really wouldn't get because you can't defend too much. But he's too expensive anyway. Same with Pogba. And if you go towards Fabinho, he's too slow, 67 pace. And the only other option you have is Gini Ronaldo. Now, if you can afford Ronaldo, I'd say take Ronaldo over Sissoko. Only if you can afford Ronaldo. If you can't, Sissoko is more than good enough. Then we're going to go for the attackers. We're going to start off with Havertz. The reason why he's got that meta status is because he's 4-star. I agree his agility and balance are not the best. I mean, they're still very top tier, but they're not the best. But he's got that good sprint speed. You put a hunter on him, he becomes a really good card. 4-star. You stick him on stay forward, he's a really good card. So I'll definitely get Havertz in here. He's going to be our main marksman striker, and one of the benefits of Havertz as well is the outside of foot shot trait and the finesse shot. So with a 4-star weak foot, you can get the job done. Don't forget as well, they've also buffed weak foot to around about 80% this year, as opposed to, I think, so, or 75% last year, if I'm not mistaken. So the weak foot does have a buff. Then we're going to go over to the left wing. We're going to go with St. Max. And I wanted 5-star weak footers and 5-star skill moves, but in the Premier League, they're very scarce. St. Maximin is a very underrated card, very expensive. I would say underrated, not in terms of value, but in terms of what he can give you. He's almost like a cheap Dembele. 5-star, 4-star, 5'8", really good agility and balance. I'd probably say stick either a finisher or a deadeye on him. It depends if you're going to shoot, finisher. If you're going to pass, I'll say go with a deadeye. That way just get a short passing up as well. The next one we've gone with Mahrez, another good addition. You need to buy him with a hunter though, because he is a bit too slow, especially with that sprint speed. So make sure you buy him with a hunter. And of course, score all the stats again: 5-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. So you've got 2 lamb and a ram, or left wing, right wing, whatever, on 5-star skill moves and Havertz and striker. And then we're going to go with Rodrigo. I would say I'll probably use Rodrigo on a wing, maybe Mahrez in camp, because Mahrez has that passing. And again, he's just a very good winger card. I wouldn't necessarily... You can use him in strike as well. He does have a 3-star weak foot. It's the only downside about him. He doesn't really have the outside of foot shot trait, but he's still a very good card, especially on the wing. I definitely, if you're going to use him for a wing, I would say either go with a finisher just to get the dribbling up. And I think you can max out that agility and balance and get his shooting up at the same time. So how would you play this in game? Well, if you're going to go with typical 4-2-3-1, especially my one, leave it as it is and then put St. Maximin on the wing. And I put Rodrigo on the right hand side because of course he is left footed. St. Maximin on the left, and then I put Mahrez in camp because Mahrez can also shoot, pass, and he can dribble, and he's got that 5-star weak foot, so you can start doing those elasticos and do all the 5-star skill moves, especially that new skill move as well. As you can see, the team is just under, as well, if you equate it average, is about 300k. The price will probably change and go down as the days go on. If you're going to bait a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, that's where it gets a bit difficult. I'll probably put Allen in CDM because he's a bit better defensively. This is where Ronaldo will really make the biggest difference in this team. And then what I would say is I'll drop Mahrez to a left centre mid position because he can play, make, build up from the back. And I'll put St. Maximin in camp because he can't really shoot, as well as Rodrigo. And then I have Havertz and Rodrigo in striker. We've been playing a 4-4-2 to 4-2-2, the exact same thing, except for we'll be going with either Mahrez in striker or Rodrigo. Probably go with Mahrez, I think, just because he's got that playmaking ability and a 5-star skill moves. And I think Havertz is a bit taller, a bit more clunkier. Sometimes you want someone that's quick as well and has skill moves. You can put St. Maximin, but he can't really shoot. And Rodrigo hasn't really got the 5-star skill moves, and he's got a 3-star weak foot. So Mahrez makes it a good addition. If you're playing a 4-2-2, the exact same thing, except Rodrigo's a lamb and St. Maximin's a ram. The reason why I'd say in a 4-4-2, put him as a lamb, is because you can do driven crosses down the wing, whereas in a 4-2-3-1, they're more cut inside. And I think that is pretty much it. And what I was going to say, the final formation I was going to say is the 4-3-3. This is one formation where you can use it. I'd recommend the holding variation, one with the CDM, but feel free to change this around. Mahrez like that, Havertz in striker, and you can go along with this, and you can put, Rodrigo on cut inside, and same with St. Maximin. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.